What is up, you guys? It's LaDria LaVae. In today's video, I'm going to show you a couple of things that I eat throughout the day, all vegan friendly. So let's get into it. So every morning I grab a gallon of water and put it out on my counter. Now me putting it out on the counter, I know that I have to go through the first half of the day. So I just pour a couple of glasses of water, room temperature water at that, every single morning. And then I add some lemon or some key limes just to make it a little tangy and wake the body up. And one of my favorite parts of the day, a green smoothie. So I just added frozen bananas, some mango, some frozen pineapples, some spinach, and of course some ginger. Along with that, added some fresh mint leaves. This is just my simple go-to smoothie where I just can't come up with an idea for another smoothie this day. I just blend that up after I add the orange juice to the consistency that I like. And then once that's blended, I pour my son some because he loves green smoothies. So I give him his, and then I add some maca powder. I usually go between maca and ashwagandha. So I'm just adding about a half a teaspoon today right to my shake. And if you want it even more chill, I rarely add ice, but you can add ice to your shakes, of course. And there you go. And then now for my little breakfast, I'm just having this everything bagel from Dave's Killer Bread, which it is a vegan bread. I think they just have one or two that are not vegan. Toasted that up, and I'm using my favorite dairy-free vegan cream cheese by Kite Hill. It's the chives flavor, and it is so good. You can actually add this cream cheese on some like a baked potato, like a loaded baked potato situation. But Dave's Killer Bread have tons of options. So good. And then once I spread my cream cheese, I just add some hemp seeds for those omega-3s and omega-6 fatty acids. You know we healthy-ish over here, okay? Okay, so just spread that around. It's so simple. And usually I pair this with a bowl of fruit. It's so good. So for lunch, I just chopped up some onions, some celery. I rinsed off 2 cans of chickpeas. And now I'm just gonna mash that up to consistency I like. Added my celery and my onion. Went ahead and added some mustard, some sweet relish, some salt. Then you add some pepper. You can really add any seasonings that you like for, let's say, if you eat a chicken salad. Now I added some garlic powder along with some onion powder and of course some smoked paprika and some vegan mayo. Then I also added just some complete everyday seasoning, I guess, and just mix that up. Just these 2 cans of chickpeas made so much, and you could just have about 6 sandwiches. It's so easy, you could throw it in the fridge, quick snack, quick lunch. So I just put it on some spelt flour bread, added some avocado, some more smoked paprika, and then topped it off with some arugula. You can add whatever you want. It's your sandwich. You crazy. Topped it off with another piece of bread, and there you go. Super easy, protein-packed, quick on-the-go sandwich. And feel free to add this on top of salads, in your wraps, whatever you want to do with it. Or you can eat it by itself. And it fits perfectly in our little storage box, and I'm gonna take this with us to the park. And then at the park, I even made a second one and just had some pink lady apple with some crunchy almond butter. For dinner, we're gonna have some fried mushrooms with some mashed cauliflower. So I'm just taking a cup of unbleached flour and making a wet mix and a dry mix. So just adding the same seasonings to both. I added salt, pepper, parsley, chives, no measuring here, just shaky. You know how we do. I'm adding a little Cajun to it. Feel free to add some cayenne. It tastes so good. I added some garlic, some onion. And just topped it off with some all-purpose seasoning, and then sprinkled my smoked paprika. Go ahead and give that a mix to both. And that's how it looks. Now for the wet mix, you just slowly adding in some water until you get almost pancake consistency. So you just want to slowly add in your spring water. So after I got that consistency, what I'm gonna do is just clean these baby bella mushrooms up, slice them up not too thin and not too thick. So now we're gonna dip our mushrooms into the wet mix, the dry mix, and then into the rack, on the rack. You know what I'm trying to say. So I have these little tongs because it's just easier to work with. So I'm just dropping that in. Feel free to use your fingers if you want to. So I'll just give that a nice little turn. And then I'm using a spoon with the flour so the flour don't get too clumpy. But like I said, feel free to use your fingers. And you just want to turn that, shake it off, and then put it on your rack or whatever you have. Feel free to use whatever you have. And just repeating that process for all the mushrooms. So wet, dry, rack. Wet, dry, rack. Hey, wet, dry, rack. So this is how it looks. And now we're going to go right in and start the frying. You want to go ahead and heat your pan up. I'm using grapeseed oil. Feel free to use whatever oil you have, or olive oil, whatever the case may be. And then slowly add in your mushrooms. So what I like to do for that crunch, I like to put a top on, and then you take it off and flip, and you don't need to put the top back on, and let it get crispy on the other side. So simple. And there you go. You can top it with some chives, some spring onions, some extra seasoning if you like, some dip, some hot sauce, and look at that. So now for the mashed cauliflower, you just want to steam some I'm steaming some pre-cut cauliflower. After I cleaned it and all, just gonna steam that, put the top on. Now you wanna get this to where it's a little past fork tender. Like you can easily go in the cauliflower, like boop, boop. So that's how it's looking so far. Once you're done with that, you're gonna put the cauliflower back in the pot where there's no water, and just take a masher, fork, whatever you have, and mash up the cauliflower. Add any seasonings that you like that you would add to mashed potatoes. So I added some vegan butter, I added some spring onions, some garlic, some pepper, and I paired this meal with some avocado, with some cayenne and some arugula, with a little olive oil and garlic dressing. Thank you so much for watching. Comment below if you like these kind of videos. What else you would love to see within this room. I love making these kind of videos. It's so much fun. You know your girl likes to eat, okay? Now, with love always, and I'll see you in my next video. See you in my next video. Finish eating my bagel. Yes, I'm using a paper plate because I am tired of washing dishes, okay? Bye.